This book was produced in EPUB format by the Internet Archive. The book pages were scanned and converted to EPUB format automatically. This process relies on optical character recognition and is somewhat susceptible to errors. The book may not offer the correct reading sequence, and there may be weird characters, non-words, and incorrect guesses at structure. Some page numbers and headers or footers may remain from the scanned page. The process which identifies images might have found stray marks on the page which are not actually images from the book. The hidden page numbering which may be available to your e-reader corresponds to the numbered pages in the print edition, but is not an exact match. Page numbers will increment at the same rate as the corresponding print edition, but we may have started numbering before the print book's visible page numbers. The Internet Archive is working to improve the scanning process and resulting books, but in the meantime, we hope that this book will be useful to you. The Internet Archive was founded in 1996 to build an Internet library and to promote universal access to all knowledge. The archive's purposes include offering permanent access for researchers, historians, scholars, people with disabilities, and the general public to historical collections that exist in digital format. The Internet Archive includes texts, audio, moving images, and software as well as archived web pages, and provides specialized services for information access for the blind and other persons with disabilities. Created with Hoker to EPUB, versus 1.0.0.
The 108 names of SRI Bhagavan, Ramana Shtatara, original Sanskrit by SRI V1 SWANATHASWAM1 English translation и комментарий by Professor KSWAM1 на транслировано с Рамом Тируваннамалой 606-603-1997.
Copyright Sri Ramanasramam Tiruvannamalai First Edition, 1997, 3000 copies CC number 1065 ISBN, 81888018-961 Price, Rs. Published by President Sri Ramanasramam Tiruvannamalai 606603 Tamil Nadu India Telephone, 914175-237292 237200 Fax, 914175-237491 Email, ashram@ramana-maharshi.org Website,
ramana-maharshi.org. Typeset at Sri Ramanasramam printed by. Forward Ramana Astathara is being chanted daily at the Samadhi shrine of Sri Bhagavan during the pujas with offerings of flowers, both in the morning and in the evening. Though Ramana Astathara, in booklet form, has always been available in Sanskrit, for the benefit of devotees a lucid commentary in English on the significance of each name is brought out for the first time. We are grateful to Professor K. Swaminathan for rendering this service. In Ramana Kendras and Ramana Satsangs, Ramana Astathara is being chanted as adoration to the Master. Now, devotees have the benefits of chanting these holy names with full understanding of their import. February 29, 1984, Maha Sivaratri, Publisher. The 108 names of Ramana Viswanatha Swami, a great devotee and scholar, composed 20 slokas containing the 108 names of Sri Bhagavan which are used in formal puja. As each name is uttered by way of invocation, a flower is offered in worship. The choice and the arrangement of the names provides an exquisite blend of biography, mythology and loving adoration and thus create the proper atmosphere for devotees invoking and enjoying the presence of Sri Bhagavan. What is most evocative about the string of names is the strong thread, the steady undercurrent, of identity between Bhagavan and Kumara, the son of Shiva and the embodiment of heroic youth pointing to and working for a future brighter than the past. This association, hallowed and enriched by Ganapati Muni and Muruganar, suggests without explicitly asserting the profound significance of Bhagavan's advent and its possible impact on the future of mankind. The creative mystery that binds together God and man, heaven and earth, spirit and master, Parasba and Prakriti, is embodied in every human child, father of man and potential sage, the seed from which emerged the tree of Dharma and the fruit of Moksha. No man is mere man. He is a tree plus, an animal plus, a bird plus, a god monkey, a sage who is a child again. Ever growing, from good to better, daily self-surpassed, even the sage becomes a seed for a new Dharma, a new Sangha, a new humanity. In this transitory condition of human beings and of the human race, the spiritual energy and direction, the teleological urge, the play of Parasba in Prakriti, of the timeless in time, of
awareness in action, of the future in the present, of the child in the family, of the individual in society, of the sun's rays on the moving waters, all this play is symbolized by the six-faced Kumara, Muruga, Subramanya, Mahasena, Devasenapati, the Lord of the divine hosts waging perpetual war against the Asuras, the dark, divisive powers of the mind and memory.
Love is divine and becomes many in order to reunite as one. Power, even intellectual power, is asuric, mistakes play for war, difference for conflict and perpetuates division. Arising from pure awareness and merging in pure awareness, heroic love is a sport divine like any game we choose to play for the fun of it, regardless of the result. Skanda stands for the perennial Ananda, enjoyed here and now by those who love beauty, ramana, and war against the man-made evil which mars the natural beauty of the world. Ganapati Muni and Muruganar love to sing of Ramana Maharshi as Skanda. As in the Chandogya Upanishad, Narada learnt from Sanakumara, unaging youth, the mystery of Bhumavidya, the light beyond the darkness of unknowing, even so these erudite scholars gained from the young Swami the transcendental knowledge not found in any book. Sankara and Subramanya Bhujangam describes how Father Shiva called, "Come hither, child," and, stretching out his arms, caught and clasped Kumara as he leapt up from his mother's lap. This scene is reenacted, according to Ganapati Muni, in the youngster's response to the father's call, and his tranced journey from Madurai, his mother's home, to Arunachala, his father's presence. Shiva, or Sat, and Sakti, or Chit, are blended in Skanda, the embodiment of ever-fresh Ananda. Again and again the Maharshi uses Guhesa, the lord of the cave, as the name of both the heart and the sun. Ramana Ash Tothara, in order to perform Archana, changing, with flowers, of these 108 names of Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi, Ramana Ashtathara, Om should be added before each name and Namaha after it, as shown under the explanation of the Namavali. I1. Mahasena Mahamsena Jata, one sprung from the resplendence of Mahasena. Skanda, commander of the divine forces, destroys the vasanas, the asuric desires and memories, that turn the mind away from the self within. Om Mahasena Mahamsena Jataya Nama 2.
Sri Ramana. The name, conferred on the young ascetic by Ganapati Muni and now universally accepted, reminds us that Bhagavan rejoiced in the self of pure awareness and that his message is Ramaniya, the experience of bliss or beauty, inherent in good but not evil, in the true but not the false, in love but not in hatred, in peace but not in conflict.
The inner comprehends and transcends the outer. Hence introversion, or turning towards the self within, restores wholeness to the psyche and finds joy in work in the world as well as in pure contemplation. Om Shri Ramanaya Nama 3. Guru. The Sadguru is like the sun, self-luminous, and like the self, an inner light. Wholly identified with awareness bliss, he is at once universal in the validity of his teaching and uniquely efficacious in drawing the disciple towards the self. Om Gurave Nama 4. Akhanda Samvidikara, the embodiment of whole, unbroken awareness. He perceives no separation between his being and the universal being, between his life and the life eternal. He is 2. Not a knower knowing the world. He is the world aware of itself as I. Om Akankla Samvidakaraya Namaha 5. Mahuja, the great light. He is the light of awareness which operates as grace and draws all living beings to itself. Why divide his being into teacher, pupil and teaching, or knower, knowledge and that which is known? He is whole, unbroken awareness, the sole reality. The Father is in the Mother and both are in the Son, who is in the world as the center of awareness to transform it. In this Mahuha, in this living brightness, Father and Mother are both present in their entirety and the Son rejoices in manifold function. Heaven and earth have merged into one single entity. Om Mahojays Namaha 6. Karanadbhava, one whose birth was for a purpose. This child was born, not as a result of past karma, but for the divine purpose of renewing human life and transforming the world. His birth can be explained only teleologically. It is wrong to conceive of time as the past flowing into the present and causing the future. The timeless flows perennially into time as awareness for transforming the world and creating a future more human and therefore more divine than the past. Om Karandhavaya Namaha 2.7. Jagat Hitavatara, one whose advent is for the well-being of the world. 3. The Karana, the purpose for which he was born, is the welfare and salvation of the world. Bhagavan has this stanza about avatars. When Dharma wanes and evil reigns, you appear to vanquish evil, restore Dharma and give strength to the virtuous and renew Earth's life. Who are we, after all, to know in what elusive form you come to save the world? The play with mythology and metaphysics now becomes localized. The human child divine is born at a hallowed spot and gains illumination in another, both appropriate and well prepared by centuries of tradition, to re-establish the rule of Dharma and ensure the world's welfare. An avatar helps moksha siddhi, the attainment of liberation by persons, and Jagat Hitam, the well-being of the world. Bhagavan fulfills both these purposes, which are indeed mutually complementary. Om Jagathitavadaraya Namaha, 8. Shri Bhiminatha, he who sprang into being in the holy spot of Bhumanatha, or Tirumaninatha. The name of Shiva in Tiruchuji is the navel of the universe. Om Shri Bhumanatha Staladataya Nama, 9. Parasara Kulatamsa, crown jewel of the Parasara Kula. Parasara was the Maharshi who worshipped the Supreme as Agni and Bhagavan saw in Arunachala, the frozen column of fire, the symbol of the Supreme. The place and the family of his birth were both significant. 4 Om P. Arasarakalodamsaya Nama, 10. Sundararya Tapa Phalam, fruit of Sundara Iyer's tapas, penance. Sundara, Alagu and Ramana are 3 words all meaning beauty or sweetness. A worthy father and a worthy mother were needed even for Karanad Baba, and they must have accumulated much merit to have such a child. Om Sundararya Tapa Phalaya Nama. 11. Kamaniya Sakaratra, charming person of excellent behavior. As a child, comely to behold, bright-eyed, sweet of speech and ever smiling, Bhagavan was a great favorite of the whole neighborhood. Om Kamaniya Sakaritra Nama, 12. Sahayamba Sahayavan, one who enjoyed the help of Mother Divine, the helper of all. Sahayamba is the name of the goddess of Tiruchuji. Once as a child Bhagavan left his house in a huff and ran off to the temple opposite and sat in front of the mother's image. In a moment he was not only calmed but felt a thrill of joy profound. Om Sahayamba Sahayavate Nama, 13. Sanachala Maholina Manasa, one whose mind was merged in the effulgence of Arunachala. From childhood Bhagavan was haunted by the name, the light, the glory of Arunachala. Om Sanachala Maholina Manasaya Nama. 5:14. Swarnahastika, gold-handed. Dexterous indeed, victorious in games, lucky in every task he undertook, Bhagavan turned whatever he touched into the gold of awareness and bliss. Compare the epithet Hiranyabahu for Shiva. Om Svarnahastakaya Nama. IV 15. Srimad Dvaidasanta Mahasthala Labda Vidyadaya, he who gained enlightenment in the most holy Devadasanta Mahasthala, Madurai. In the studi, which is a fine blend of biography, geography and mythology, 3 places are important, Tiruchuji, Madurai and Tiruvannamalai. But the highest dramatic significance attaches to Madurai, the venue of the sports of Shiva, Thiruvilayadal, because it was here, in the shadow of the temple of Meenakshi Sundara, that eternity broke into time. Shiva Sakti entered human history and the one event in Bhagavan's life occurred. The illumination that came to young Venkataraman, mid-July, 1896, was so sudden and striking, so complete and permanent, that it takes its place in human history alongside the Buddha's awakening beneath the Bodhi tree and the crucifixion on Mount Calvary. The spot, 11, Chakapa Nakan Street, has become a place of pilgrimage and is bound to attract millions in the centuries to come. The phrase Srimad Devadasanta Mahasthala explains why this world-transforming event took place in this town of Madurai where Shiva as Somasundara and Sakti as Meenakshi played their games divine. Over and above the 6 chakras, yogic centers, from Muladhara to Sahasrara in the human body, there are 6 more subtle chakras. The highest of these, 6th, the 12th and last, Devadasanta, is in the cosmic order identified with the most ancient and holy city of Madurai. Here in this Pita, throne, Sakti is most potent and dynamic, as legend and literature, the lives of saints and singers, testify in ample measure. It was only appropriate that when Mahasakti chose to take hold of a human body and make it her own she descended as Mahavidya, the supreme knowledge, on this youthful but spiritually mature lad of 16. As the natural and supernatural met in Tiruchuji, the cultural matrix of Madurai provided the proper setting for the youngster's sudden awakening to the truth. Om Srimad Dvaidasanta Mahasthala Labda Vidyadaya Nama, 16. Mahasakti Nipadina Prabhuda, one whose awakening was perfect and permanent owing to the descent of the supreme power. Mahasakti Nipada, it is a descent of the divine, not an ascent of the human being. The Upanishad says, he whom the Atman chooses, he alone attains the Atman. The choice was Mahasakti's, not the youngster's, that he should become a channel of her grace. Om Mahasaktinipatina Prabhadya Nama, 17. Paramartha Vit, one who has realized the supreme value, one who knows the ultimate reality. That the meaning of I is being awareness bliss, the identity of self and self, this is the supreme truth that Bhagavan realized and taught. From that day in July 1896 when he transcended the upadis, attributes of limitation and separation, and attained complete identity with universal awareness, he enjoyed the unbroken bliss of eternal being. Man has become God without ceasing to be man. An ordinary schoolboy has been chosen by Mother Sakti to be and 7. Function as Kumara, a perennial source of spiritual energy and a living center of creative goodness. Om Paramarthavid Nama. V18. Tivra. 1. Intensely active, far from inert. The Paramartha Vit, the knower of the supreme truth, seemingly inert, but in reality intensely active. His restfulness is only apparent, like the stillness of a top spinning fast. The jiva, the individual soul, touched by jnana, becomes, critically, and creatively alive with bhakti, love of God, and karuna, compassion. The youngster moves very fast towards his final, geographical destination on earth, Arunachala, the symbol of moksha, the ultimate goal for all mankind. Om Tl Vriya Nama, 19. Pitrupadanveshi. One who seeks the Father's abode, the Father's presence. Now the mind, already with the Father, draws the body after it. Withdrawing the mind from outward objects and seeking the self within is seeking the Father's abode. I go in search of my Father, wrote Bhagavan when he left Madura. In Arunachala, Shiva withdraws Sakti into himself and stands as pure being and awareness. After reaching Arunachala, Bhagavan does nothing. His story is the story of his devotees and the story of the whole world. Om Pitrupadanveshai Nama, 20. Indu Mulina Pitruman, son of the crescent-crowned god. Shiva is Chandrasekhara. 8. Om Indumulina Pitramate Nama, 21. Patoradesata Sanasailam Prdptah, he who reached Arunachala at his father's bidding. Bhagavan's parting letter says, at my father's bidding. The journey to Arunachala, like the descent of grace, was divinely ordained. It was not due to any human effort. Om Patoradesata Sona Salam Praptaya Nama, 22. Tapamaya. One who was all tapas, whose entire being was tapas. At this time, as he journeyed from Madurai to Tiruvannamalai, Bhagavan was in a state of trance. His whole body felt a burning sensation, tapas, till he reached the presence of Arunachalaswara on September 1, 1896. Om Tapamayaya Nama. V23. Udasana. One who is seated high above. He now abides in pure being, unattached and uninvolved in the world without, but radiantly happy within. Om Udeshanaya Nama, 24. Madhyogi. The great yogi, one whose whole being is in the self. The summit of yoga is total abidance as the self. Om Mahe Ojain Nama, 25. Mahotsaha. The one supremely zealous. The Jn Ani makes no effort and knows no fatigue. His enthusiasm, his energy is the radiance of blissful peace. His awareness is itself energy and shines forever like the sun, unwearied in well-doing. 9. Om Mahatsahaya Nama, 26. Kusagrad. One of sharpest intellect. The intellect merged in the self is impersonal, unself-regarding and ever blissful. Om Kuasti. Gr Adal Nama, 27. Santa Sankalpa Samramba. One whose actions are well begun and well done, because they are decided upon calmly and without confusion of desires. The Janani's tranquil mind unperturbed by desire reflects reality like a clean mirror and acts with certitude and precision. Om Santa Sankalpa Samrabhaya Nama, 28. Susan Drk. One with clear, auspicious vision. He sees only the noumenon, the reality, behind the multitudinous, phenomenal world. Om Susandarse Nama, 29. Savita. Son of awareness, Jnana Bhanu. Creator and beholder and revealer of the earth. Om Savitra Nama, 30. Styra. Firm, unmoving. Bhagavan is the still being wherein all things move and live. He is Achala, the stillness of pure being awareness. Om Staraya Nama. 731. Tapakshapita Sarvanga. One whose whole body had shrunk by tapas. 10. During his first few months in Tiruvannamalai, Bhagavan was utterly oblivious of his body. He took no bath and went for days without a meal. He was thus reduced to a mere bundle of skin and bones. 6 months in the great temple of Arunachalaswara, and 2 years in Gurumurtham and in a mango grove near it, were spent in deep samadhi devoid of body consciousness. Om Tapa Ke Shapita Sarvangaya Nama, 32. Phulabuja Vilchana, one with eyes bright and beautiful like a fully blossomed lotus. In this unbroken and prolonged samadhi, when the body was neglected, starved and shrunk, the face was cool and charming and the eyes arresting in their brightness. The rest of the body had shrunk almost to nothing, he was just two eyes in a beaming face. The phrase Phulabuja Vilochana can also mean one whose blossoming heart lotus shone through the eyes. His whole heart was in the eyes. The inner brightness shone through the windows of his eyes. Om Phulabuja Vilochanaya Nama, 33. Chandrikasita Hasa Shri Manditanana Mandala, one whose comely face was lit up by the cool moonlight of a smile. The smile soothed and illumined like the cool brightness of the moon. The face lit up by the eyes was cooled by the smile. The stillness of the blissful heart was reflected in the calm, bright beauty of the face. Observers were transported by that gracious glance and bright smile, cool and calm like moonlight. Om Chandrikasita Hasa Shri Manditanana Mandalaya Nama. 11.834. Chutavadiyam Samalna, calmly seated in the mango grove. This name describes the 2 years' stay in Gurumurtham in the adjacent mango grove. In this period of stillness, he bestowed as well as enjoyed profound calmness. Om Chitavadiyam Samalnaya Nama, 35. Chernidakila Vibrama, one who has destroyed all illusions. He had completely annihilated every kind of maya, not only for himself, but for those who sought his guidance. Om Chernidakila Vibramaya Nama, 36. Veda Vedanta Tatvijna, one who has understood the inner significance of the Vedas and of Vedanta. Having known, enjoyed in himself become the very Chidananda, awareness bliss, which is the essence and import, the source and the goal, of the scriptures, he now fully embodies and directly reveals the reality to which the scriptures are only pointers. Om Veda Vedanta Tatvajnaya Nama, 37. Chinmudrin Nama, bestower of supreme wisdom by silence. That, which cannot be imparted to others by words, can only be taught by Mona, utter silence. The silent presence of Sri Bhagavan was his supreme teaching. Om Chinmudrin Nama, 38. Trigunatiga, one who has transcended the three gunas. Having no ego, no T-sense, and being the pure, universal awareness, Bhagavan is a Jivanmukta, a saint Hitaprajna, a 12 Gunadita. His very nature and being is Nirvikara Chitakasa, the immutable sky of pure awareness, transcending all particularities. Om Trigunatagaya Nama. Ix 39. Virupaksha Guhavasa, dweller in the Virupaksha cave. Here Bhagavan lived for about 16 years, 1900 to 1916. Virupaksha is one of the names of Shiva, the god with a third, supernormal eye. The word also means the heart cave. During this period Bhagavan's radiance shone at its brightest and Ganapati Muni hailed him as Bhagavan Maharshi. If the power of the presence was most obvious and compelling then, it was because clouds had not begun to hide the sun which shines forever the same. The cloudless sky in which to see this sun is the devotee's own heart. Om Virupaksha Guhavsaya Nama, 40. Virajadachalakriti, one whose form is radiant stillness. During the Virupaksha days, not only men, women and children, but even monkeys and other animals stood transfixed in blissful stillness in the presence of Bhagavan. Arunachala is frozen fire, and people saw in Bhagavan a human embodiment of this blend of brightness and stillness. Om Virajadachalakriti Nama, 41. Udipta Nayana, he of lustrous eyes. The grace rising like a fountain from his heart streamed out through those lustrous eyes. The phrase also means, distinguished leader on the well-lit spiritual path, one who leads others to the ever-present glow of the heart. 13 Om Udipta Nayanaya Nama, 42. Purna, the perfect one. Free from body consciousness, free from any trace of ego, he is firmly established in the perfect state of pure awareness. Like the full moon or the bright unclouded sun, he shines in his own intrinsic splendor. Om Pure Nay Anama, 43. Rachitachala Tandava, dancer dancing the dance of stillness. Like the still foot of Nataraja, the state of pure being, the bliss of awareness, is a joyous, vibrant sfarana which is both rest and movement. Shiva as Arunachala is the master of this dance of stillness. Om Rachitachala Tandavaya Nama. X44. Gambhira, majestic, deep and high, of vast vertical dimension. Jnana Gambhirya is the stillness at the depth of the ocean whose surface may be ruffled by waves, the firmness of a huge mountain unmoved by the winds that blow around. Om Gambhiraya Namaha. 45. Paramacharya, Supreme Teacher. Teacher of Supreme Reality, Jnana Guru, Teacher of Teachers. Om Paramacharya Nama. 46. Suprasana, one whose presence is pure grace. One who embodies grace, the visible manifestation of Shiva. Siva's grace takes form as the Sadguru. 14 Om Suprasanaya Nama. 47. Abhayaprada, giver of freedom from fear. Fear comes from the presence of another. When the sense of duality is destroyed, when identity with all creatures, the unity of all beings, is realized, who is to fear whom? Om Abhayapradaya Namaha. 48. Dakshinasya Niba, the equal of Dakshinamurti. A modern avatar of Dakshinamurti, Bhagavan was a master of Manopadesa who could teach the profoundest wisdom through silence. Om Dakshinasya Nibaya Nama. 49. Dhira, intrepid, imperturbable one. Dhiratva corresponds to the Tamil word urine, inner strength. Pure, still, firm awareness knows no change, no disturbance, no movement. Such unshakable firmness, unclouded clarity, heroic self-reliance mark Bhagavan. Om Dhiraya Namaha. 50. Dakshinabhimukha, one facing south. By accident perhaps, on most occasions Bhagavan sat facing south, as he does now in the shrine in Ramana Kendra, Delhi. Dakshina means the right side, and hence skillful, active, powerful. The spiritual heart in the right side is the home of God, Guru and Self. As the master faces south and the disciple faces north, the two hearts meet, the flow of grace is quickened and time and space dissolve in non-dual bliss. Om Dakshinabhimukhaya Nama. 51. Swarat, autonomous, self-luminous one. He is the sole being, hence emperor of the realm of being. Swaraj is self-reliance, self-awareness, self-control, the inner. 15 or organic self-rule the Vedas proclaim as the human ideal and which Gandhiji pleads for in his Hind Swaraj. It is not mere freedom from control by others or freedom to control others. It is freedom from the sense of duality. Om Svarahe Nama. 1152. Maharsi, great seer who has realized the truth supreme and reveals it to others. This name was given to Bhagavan, a youth till then known as Brahmana Swami, by the eminent scholar, Vasishtha Ganapati Muni, himself recognized as Kavyakantha by a distinguished Pandita Parishad. Books by Wei Wu Wei and other Western scholars referred to Sri Ramana simply as the Maharshi. Om Maharse Nama. 53. Bhagavan, master of Bhaga, God or godly person. Bhaga stands for the plenitude of Aisvarya, opulence, Parakrama, heroic courage, Kirti, renown, splendor, Jnana and Vairagya, dispassion. This title too was conferred by Ganapati Muni. Outsiders and the general public speak of him as the Maharshi. People in the inner circle call him Bhagavan. The word Bhagavan also means one who watches as a mere witness the world process. Om Bhagavate Namaha. 54. Idya, one worthy of praise, one able to elevate those who honor him. Many devotees from far and near came to him and found comfort, strength, illumination, peace and joy in his presence. Om Idyaya Nama. 1655. Bhuma Vidya Visarada, one well versed in Bhuma Vidya. Bhuma is the ground and Brahma is the name of being awareness, the blissful experience of the pure I Am, where one sees no other, hears no other, knows no other. This is the supreme knowledge which, according to the Chandogya Upanishad, the sage Narada sought and secured from Sanakumara at youth eternal. In South Indian poetry and folklore, Subramanya, Muruga, youth eternal, communicates this supreme knowledge to even common people. If poets and people see in Sri Ramana the modem manifestation of the six-faced God ever revealing the future, it is because they find him ready and able to perform the special function and play the revolutionary role of broadcasting the highest wisdom to all and sundry and doing this without dilution or distortion. For the truth is joy and widest commonality spread. Om Bhumavidya Visaradaya Nama. 56. Vamala, the flawless one. The flaws in our human nature, which hide the self as clouds conceal the sun, are the dark shadows cast by the ego. Bhagavan, being wholly egoless, shines as pure awareness free from every flaw. Om Vimalaya Nama. 57. Durgadarsi, far-sighted seer. One of transcendental vision who sees beyond time and space, one who looks through the phenomenal and sees the real. Om Durga Dar Sign Nama, 58. Apta, near and dear one. Closest of friends and kinsmen, dwelling in one's own heart and ever available for help. Atmabandhu, self of the self. 17 Om Aptaya Namaha, 59. Rujamarga Pradasaka, revealer of the straight, direct path. Since he is no other than the I, the Adarnan within each one of us, and therefore apta, near and dear, the goal, the path, the journey and the guide, he can never mislead us. The seeker of jnana through self-enquiry, the follower of Bhagavan, can never miss the way, or be distracted, or cease to grow in wisdom and joy. Bhagavan's path is the vertical path, the sunward path, the inward path, growth in wholeness, in freedom and responsibility alike. In such growth, one can never lose one's way. Horizontal movement can be in any direction, but the vertical movement, the inward movement, is deep and high, pure awareness sustaining relative awareness. Bhagavan's followers grow like giant trees, rooted in actuality and conversing with the Son of Reality. They are not creepers running in sundry directions. Turning to the eternal Sun, the Guru within, and rooted in one's own soil, time, place, and circumstance, one grows straight in and through the strength of joy. One counts one's blessings and spreads brightness, as one faces the sun and lets the shadow fall behind. Though outwardly a gloomy shroud, the inner half of every cloud is bright and shining. I therefore turn my clouds about and always wear them inside out to show the lining. Darkness is seen as only the partial or transient absence of the eternal light. Om Rujamarga Pradasakaya Nama, 60. Samadhark. Seer who sees only sameness, oneness, wholeness, who sees with calm, impartial eyes. 18. Sama means even, not odd, balanced, not tilted. The Samadrik sees things as various manifestations of one soul awareness. He sees the unity of being, the substance, not the names and forms. He takes no sides in any conflict, as he recognizes no duality and is therefore ever calm, impartial, all-comprehending. Om Samadhar's Nama, 61. Satyadurk. Seer of truth, one who sees what is. He sees the permanent element in this changing universe. When a child scans a printed page, it recognizes the letters but misses the meaning. The mother grasps the meaning at a glance and takes no notice of the individual letters, or notices them with and for the sake of the child. The letters are there, they're true, they have some satya. But they are not satyasya satya, the meaning, the spirit behind the letters. Bhagavan saw the reality behind appearances. But like the loving mother, he also noticed the appearances, the satya which half conceals and half reveals the sat. Name number 17. Paramarthavat presented an earlier picture when the Srirnad Devadasanda Mahasthala Labda Vidyota and the Mahasakti Nipadina Prabhuda saw only the self, the inner spirit, the total meaning of the universe, pure awareness, and could not see what other people saw. Now, in the Virupaksha cave period, he reads the scriptures, talks to people at their level, recognizes the need for letters to convey meaning, and so sees not only sat, the total truth, but satya, its actual, sensuous, mental, intellectual aspects which alone others have grasped. Thus, like a good mother teaching her child the art of reading, he leads people step by step to higher levels of awareness, teaches them how to grow from satya to fuller satya within sat. Samadrik and satyadrik are mutually complementary terms. Every satya is a complete manifestation of the one sat. Bhagavan saw every satya in this light and hence did not choose as between one satya and 19 another. He saw all things as whole manifestations of the whole reality. He saw the beauty of the crescent moon. He made no invidious comparisons which make us rich one moment, to be poor forever. Om Satyadar's Nama, 62. Satya. One who is all satya, one who embodies reality. The Tamil word may stands both for the body and for truth. Muruganar says, without explanation he reveals the simple truth, his bare body. Bhagavan revealed reality by his mere physical presence. The Paramartha Sat, transcendental being, is here present before our physical eyes as Vyavahara Satya, relative truth. His body embodied Sat, the being which is awareness bliss. Om Satyaya Namaha, 63. Prasanta. One full of peace serene, the embodiment of stillness. Free from all distraction and dissatisfaction, he is all peace and calmness. His presence spreads tranquility. Om Prasantaya Nama, 64. Amita Vikrama, boundless victor, one of immeasurable heroism. Peace or sand is the inner or awareness aspect and power or sakti is the outer or active aspect of reality. Perfect peace is boundless power. The power of being and the energy of awareness are potential in stillness and visible in movement. Prasanta is Amita Vikrama. The top surface of a very high column of water may be still, but the stillness holds and hides an enormous force. Bhagavan's living peace brings active power and molds heroes out of common clay. Om Amita Vikramaya Nama. 2065. Sukumara, the comely sun, Muruga, ever fresh, ever fair, ever fragrant, ever young. Pranava means ever new. Om is the symbol of jnana, the awareness which is perennially fresh, spontaneous, creative, unpolluted by any contact and purifying everything it touches. Muruga, god of beauty, god of youth, god of the future, is born of the perennially renewed union of sunlight and the Ganga at its source, both ever fresh and immaculate. Amita Vikrama, the ever-victorious warrior, and Sukumara, the ever-youthful hero full of courage and wisdom, delights in action every moment as he faces the future, joyous, free and unafraid. Om Sukumaraya Nama, 66. Sadananda, one whose bliss is perpetually renewed. The sun, the Ganga, brightness, vigor, movement, joy, being manifest as bliss in becoming, reborn from moment to moment, he is Satyojata and so Sadananda. Om Sadanandaya Nama, 67. Marudabhashi, one whose speech is sweet and gentle. Moonlight is calm and cool but lifeless. Sunlight on Ganga water is bright, cool, sweet and vibrant and speaks to us in whispers of a bliss forever new. Bhagavan's speech was a gentle ripple on the surface of deep silence. Om Maruda Bha Shine Nama, 68. Dayarnava, ocean of compassion. Bhagavan's grace makes him so accessible. Siva's grace is embodied in Muruga, who is a visible, vibrant, adorable being of his splendor. The terrible and the sublime are now available to us in a comely, homely, manageable human form. Bhagavan Maharshi is also soft of speech and 21 overflowing with compassion. The sun has been caught and tamed and brought home as Agni, a flame of fire bomb in the waters of compassion. Om Dayamavaya Nama. 1369. Sri Sanachala Rudbuddha Skandasrama Nikatana, dweller in Skandasramam, the heart of the hill of gold. Isanachala, hill of gold, is one of the names of Arunachala. Name number 39 is Virupaksha Guha Vesa. 30 names have been used to describe Bhagavan as he lived during the 16 years in the cave. Virupaksha is a name of Shiva. The true Virupaksha cave is the spiritual heart on the right side where the spaceless and transcendent being is ever present. Shiva or Sat is the reality, the being awareness, whose center is everywhere, in every living being and in every particle of matter, and whose circumference is nowhere. Satya is the truth whose center is in Sat, pure awareness, and whose circumference is in relative reality, in time and space. The other center of this Satya is the individual human heart, physical and tangible. The two, Sat and Satya, are apparently distinct, but are clearly and closely related and ultimately identical. See number 20 in supplement to 40 verses. Sat is now embodied as Satya. Virupaksha or Shiva has taken concrete shape as Skanda. The transcendent has been made accessible as Sukumara, as sunlight on the Ganga, as fire on earth, as a man among men. Kumara as Skanda now lives in Skandasramam, the heart of Arunachala, the mountain which is the very embodiment of Father Shiva, and 22 hence the center of this universe, itself composed of pure awareness. Skandasramam is the center of this center. Bhagavan, as Skanda, lived here for 6 years, 1915 to 1922. If Virupaksha is the spiritual center, Skandasramam is the visible, tangible, geographical center of the hill which is the center of this world. The name Skandasramam and its meanings, for those who make much of mythology, come as matter of fact from a simple man, Kandaswami, a strong and sincere devotee who did the hard work of cleaning the jungle and putting up the modest structure. It was a convenient spot with a fresh water spring near it and a better place of residence than Virupaksha cave. It was higher up the hill, more conspicuous and more easily seen from the town, and soon became an ashram, commodious and hospitable, with the mother as hostess. From Skandasramam the next move was made in 1922 to the present site of Ramanasramam, within the municipal limits of Tiruvannamalai town. Sri Sanachala Rudbuddha Skandasrama Nikatanaya Nama, 70. Sadarsanobadeshta, teacher of Saddarshan, revealer of reality. In the years following 1922, Ulladu Narpadu, 40 verses on reality, came to be written at the request of devotees. Its translation in Sanskrit by Kavyakanta Ganapati Muni is named Sad Darshan. There are commentaries on this work by Kapali Sastri, Who, Sivaprakasam Pillai and Dr. T.M.P. Mahadevan. Om Sadars and Padeshtar Nama, 71. Sadbhakta Vrinda Parlvarta, surrounded by bands of lovers of truth. The Sadguru attracted more and more sadhakas. These true devotees or seekers surrounded him both in the ashram and during his frequent Giri Pradakshina. In those years when 23 he had come and settled down at the foot of the hill, crowds of seekers surrounded him. Om Sadbhakta Vrinda Parlvartaya Nama. 1472. Ganesa Muni Branjina Sevatangri Saroraha, one whose lotus feet were sought by the honeybee Ganesa Muni. The bee knows which flower holds the sweetest honey and seeks and sucks the honey and stores it. Hailed by competent scholars as Kavyakanta in his 21st year, Ganapati Muni was an accomplished sadhaka and poet. When he sat at the feet of Bhagavan, gathering the sweetness and light of jnana and making music through his slokas in praise of Bhagavan, other scholars and poets were also drawn to the same source of sweetness and light. Om Ganesa Muni Branjina Sevatangri Sarorahaya Nama 73. Gitapadesa Sarati Grcinthci Samchana Samsaya, one who dispels all doubts by his Gita, Upadesa Sara and such other works. Kavyakanta S. Ramana Gita in 18 chapters and 300 slokas is a modem masterpiece answering many questions raised by Ganapati Muni, his wife and other disciples. It is absolutely original in many parts and has high metaphysical and practical value for earnest seekers because it explains the most profound truths in simple, clear, precise language. If Ganapati Muni was responsible for Ramana Gita, another bee which sipped honey and made music at the lotus feet of Bhagavan was Muruganar, who was responsible for Upadesa Saram and Ulladu Narpadu. The former was translated into Sanskrit, Telugu and Malayalam by Bhagavan and the latter into Sanskrit by Kavyakanta. The common 24 feature of these works, brief but clear, precise and definitive, is that they face and solve all the honest doubts that trouble earnest seekers. They are not theoretical or speculative treatises for study, but practical guides for sadhana and direct experience of reality. They take the reader firmly by the hand and convince him that jnana is the all-pervasive basic or turiya element underlying and transcending karma, bhakti and yoga, that these other methods are concerned with becoming, while jnana, concerned with being, includes and harmonizes these three modes of becoming. Bhagavan destroys every shadow of doubt by the light of jnana. Om Gitapadesa Sarati Grantha Samchana Samsaya Nama. 1574. Varnasrama Matatita, one who has transcended varna, caste distinctions, and asrama, stages of life. Varna and asrama are concepts based on the body-mind. When one has ceased to identify oneself with the body-mind, the question of one's conforming to or departing from the rules and limitations of this conceptual system does not arise. The experience of reality ends all conceptual distinctions. Frontiers and boundaries, elevations and depressions, exist on earth. The ethereal sky of Satchidananda is one and indivisible. Om Varnasrama Matatataya Nama, 75. Rasajna, relisher of rasa, of enjoyment. There is a lot of difference between rasika and rasajna. A rasika enjoys beautiful things, he is a man of taste. A rasajna enjoys enjoyment as a mode of awareness and is therefore free from the triputi, triad, of enjoyer, that which 25 is enjoyed in the act of enjoyment. In every act of enjoyment, his own or anyone else's, Bhagavan saw only a manifestation of the one being awareness bliss. He enjoyed not only what he as a person enjoyed but all the joy of all creation. God is rasa. Bhagavan as a rasajna knew God as rasa. Rasovaisa. He himself is rasa, enjoyment. He enjoys knowledge. He knows joy. He does not merely know or enjoy objects. Like a good parent who enjoys the child's enjoyment of a story, he is Sukhi Sukhidva. Om Rasajnaya Nama, 76. Soma, embodiment of auspiciousness, of benevolence. Peaceful, sweet and gentle, he is capable only of spreading goodness. Cool like the moon, ambrosial like the soma juice. Om Samyaya Nama, 77. Atmavan, ever composed and self-possessed. Bhagavan is all Atman. Not being any one single body, he is all bodies as the Atman or awareness equally present in them all. He is the one indivisible being awareness dwelling as bliss in all creatures. Awareness is Bhagavan's whole being and nature and sole possession. He knows the self, enjoys the self, is the self. Om Atmavate Nama, 78. Sarvavani Madhisthanam Aradhya, one adored by the followers of all religions in the whole world. Advaita sums up and transcends all the different creeds. The goal and the core of all religions is the experience of oneness, the direct realization of the self. Bhagavan enjoyed and expressed this experience and is therefore adored by Buddhists, Christians, Muslims and Hindus of all schools. In him we find the final fulfillment of every creed. Om Sarvavani Madhisthanam Aradhya Nama. 2679. Sarva Sadguni, possessor of all good qualities. He did not pursue, practice and acquire one good quality after another. He realized the self, and all good qualities flocked to him unsought. Bad qualities arise from identification with the body-mind. Identification with awareness dispels all bad qualities and brings in all good qualities. One made up of awareness has all the Devic endowments, all divine, auspicious qualities, as his inherent and natural splendor. Om Sarvasadguni Nama 1680. Atmarama, one who rejoices in the self. The Gita praises one whose bliss is in the self as Atmarati, Atmadirta, Atmasantishta. Bhagavan was Nirvikara, Nityopasanta, unchanging, ever serene, because he rejoiced in the bliss, the contentment, the simple purity of awareness. Om Atmaramaya Nama, 81. Mahabhaga, one who is endowed with the noblest qualities. The egoless person is the dwelling place of all goodness and greatness. Om Mahabhagaya Nama, 82. Matramukti Vidyaka, ordainer of mother's moksha. In some ways, this is the most significant of the 108 names. Biographically, as an event in human history, what happened on May 19, 1922, Vaisakha Bahula Navami, was only next in importance to the Great Illumination in July 27, 1896. Mother Alagama had in 1916 come finally to stay with Bhagavan and, during these 6 years of loving service to him and the devotees in Skandasramam, had re-established the link between nature and the supernatural. On the last day, as she lay dying, Bhagavan was by her side all the time, his right hand on her heaving chest, his left upon her head. Some devotees were chanting Ramanama, others reciting the Vedas. In such a holy atmosphere sanctified by Bhagavan's close contact, she breathed her last. It was then 8 p.m. Bhagavan looked particularly happy, and seemed to feel free as a bird, having been released from his obligation to mother. Kavyakantha Ganapati Muni, who was then living in Mango Tree Cave, was then present at Skandasramam, and he declared that she had attained moksha by the grace of her son. Her body was buried, not cremated. Attaining, giving, moksha, are conventional terms for restoration to the original state of being awareness bliss. In giving mukti to his mother, Bhagavan played the part of Shiva, Mrityunjaya, the conqueror of death. The auspicious functioning of a regular temple over Mother Samadhi is solid proof of the supreme grace of Bhagavan. Again, Matru means cow. The name refers also to the grace bestowed on the cow Lakshmi, about whom there is a moving little booklet by Devaraja Mudaliar. Like the mutual love of mother and child, the cow-calf relationship is a concrete fact, besides being a powerful symbol. Love is the living link between nature and the supernatural, between time and the timeless. Also, Matru means the measurer, calculator, knower, and refers to the jiva, the individual. Bhagavan's grace and the gift of moksha are available to anyone who turns towards him in love and lets his love govern one's life. Om Matru Mukti Vidhayakaya Nama, 83. Vinata, the meek and humble one. 28. Bhagavan taught and practiced the utmost humility. Muruganar says, meeker than the meekest, through meekness the Supreme reveals his true supremacy. Om Vinataya Nama, 84. Vinyuta, the adored one. Proving thus through meekness his supremacy, he was adored by all. In the last line of Shiva Puranam in Tiruvachakam, those who bow in worship at the feet of Shiva are exalted by all. Om Vinataya Nama, 85. Vipra, true Brahmana. Called Brahmana Swami, he was like Kumara, a true Brahmana, a seer of reality, from early youth. Om Viparaya Nama, 86. Munindra, King of Munis, first among ascetics. Om Mundreya Nama, 87. Pavakajayjayvala, brilliant flame of Jnana. Bhagavan, well settled in his last earthly abode, bums steadily like a flame in a windless place and never swerves from self-knowledge, cf. Name 96. Bhagavan is a flame which burns steadily, purifies whatever it touches and transforms it into fuel. Approaching this fire, one is caught up in it and becomes a part of this continuous process of burning. In true living, awareness is a steady fire and action only feeds and becomes awareness, as fuel turns to heat and light. Om Pavakojvalaya Nama. 29-1788. Darsanat Aga Samhan. One whose very sight destroys impurity. Evil flees in his presence as darkness before light. Om Darsanadiga Samharan Nama, 89. Maunena Swatma Badaka. One who through silence reveals the self. The ultimate truth transcends thought and speech and cannot be taught. Like Dakshinamurti of old, Bhagavan reveals the ineffable truth in silence. Om Maunena Swatma Hodakaya Nama, 90. Harush Chantikara Sanidhya. One whose very presence brings about inner peace. When the ego mind is still, the awareness which is our eternal being is felt in the heart as blissful peace profound. Common people, children, birds and animals all felt this peace in their inmost heart in Bhagavan's presence. His very presence spread this supreme peace to all around him. Om Haruchantakara Sanidaya Nama, 91. Smaranad Bandha Mokaka, the very thought of whom brings about freedom from bondage. What has been claimed from ancient times for Arunachala applies even more aptly to Bhagavan himself. The thought and name of Arunachala brought this youngster moksha. Hence the tradition lives with renewed force in this actual concrete human person. As the column of light which is Shiva froze into the holy hill, Shiva and the hill became embodied in the human form divine of Ramana.
Shiva, Arunachala and Ramana are three outstanding manifestations.
30. Mythological, geographical and historical, of the one soul reality, pure awareness, whose nature is perennial bliss. Om Smaranad Bandha Mokakaya Nama. 1892. Antastamira Chandamsa, blazing sun dispelling inner darkness. The sun in the sky, the brightest object we know, is only a symbol of inner awareness. Shiva Ramana is that sun of pure awareness before which the darkness called a separate ego cannot stand. We are all one awareness. Ignorance or inner darkness is the false identification of the self with bodies and objects. Om Antastamira Chandam Save Nama, 93. Samsara Navataraka, one who takes us across the sea of samsara. To those who struggle in the deep stormy waters of phenomenal existence, Bhagavan comes as a boatman ready and able to rescue and carry us to the safety of the other shore. Om Samsara Navataraka Nama, 94. Sanadrisa Studi Drashta, one who saw and revealed the 5 hymns in praise of Arunachala. The 5 hymns, 108 couplets, and 9, 10, 8 and 5 stanzas, were not composed like ordinary poems. They were outpourings direct from the heart. Like the Vedic mantras seen by the rishis, these hymns were seen rather than composed. The hymns came into being because Bhagavan loved his devotees and sought to express for them their longings. He 31 himself had none. In these hymns some passages are autobiographical, but many are philosophical and convey Bhagavan's teachings. The hymns serve as a bridge between Bhagavan and his devotees. Words and events which are rooted in eternity and flower in time should not be analyzed and pulled apart and attributed to either Bhagavan, the embodiment of pure transcendent awareness, or to the good, simple human being living on terms of perfect equality with other creatures. The drashta are the true seer, the unity of time and eternity, of others, and himself, of the natural and the supernatural. His words and actions reveal this unity. The 5 hymns should be studied and understood in this light, as mystical utterances comparable to the Vedic hymns. Om Sanadrisa Stud Drashtra Nama, 95. Hardavidya Prakasaka, revealer of the light of the heart, revealer of inner awareness. From very ancient times, the inner light, Purusha or person, the T shining in and as the heart, had been identified as Sat Chidananda, being awareness bliss. But the teaching was not precisely understood, nor was it widely taught or applied in practice. In Ramana Gita, supplement to the 40 verses and many talks, Bhagavan has clarified, simplified and driven home the teaching that the heart, being awareness bliss and the I are 3 concepts standing for one soul reality. Bhagavan is the great and successful teacher of this Vidya, the identity of the Spherti of I and the heart as the seat of being awareness bliss. Om Hardevidya Prakasakaya Nama. 32 1996. Avichyuta Nija Prajna, one who never swerves from self-awareness. Father Shiva, who is absolute awareness, and Muruga, who seems to meet and mate with the world, are in substance one. Skanda does not swerve from self-awareness, rather he shares it with others in order to enjoy all the better that soul awareness. Absolute awareness is beyond all categories, it is all transcendent Ananda. Relative awareness is awareness of awareness, joy of mutuality, a stirring, a movement, a ripple. The ripple, the movement, the relativity is only an appearance, it exists only for Valley and for her benefit. Valley is only the human manifestation of the divine Devasena, as Muruga is the human manifestation of Subramanyam. May is the outer truth or the body, as Unmay is the inner truth or the spirit. There was a visible, living body moving before our eyes like a father, mother, child, master, teacher, friend or patient. This body, this May, was used by Bhagavan as a medium with which to perceive the world and help others to perceive it aright. All this is not swerving from, but fully experiencing and exercising, his Nija Prajna, his self-awareness, as the TT, all Atman, seated in all beings. B.H. Gita, X20. Bhagavan is and functions as the heart of all mankind and all the world. The world was and is in him, but he was not in the world. Only his body was. The universal becomes available to each one of us as a unique possession when we see our own inmost self in such a manifestation. Bhagavan sees all of us and the whole world as himself. The devotee sees in Bhagavan his own self. Om Avichyuta Nija Prajnaya Nama, 97. Naisargika Mahadapa. One spontaneously blazing forth as pure awareness, a great tapasvi by his very nature. 33. Bhagavan did not deliberately perform tapas, as the sun does not choose to emit rays. As the last verse of Upadesa Sara declares, egoless living is itself the most excellent tapas. Bhagavan shines as the eternal eye, effortlessly and without a thought, now as then. A saint Hitaprajna, one established in self-awareness, he blesses the world by his mere presence, which continues even though the body is no more. It is this presence which we invoke in this puja. Om Naisargika Rnahd Tapes Nama, 98. Kamandalu Dara, one who holds the water jug. The Kamandalu is a symbol of purity, simplicity and firmness. The water flows out of the vessel as grace from his eyes. Unerringly he pours out on those he chooses the cool, cleansing waters of immortality. Om Kamandalu Daraya Nama, 99. Subra Kupina Vasana, wearer of a pure white kupina. The water jug and the clean white codpiece are marks of utmost simplicity. The barest necessities of human existence, they suggest what the renunciant can do without. This man, the wisest and the happiest man we know, possessed nothing beyond a body, a water jug and a strip of cloth. Om Subra Kupina Vasanaya Nama, 100. Guha. Subramanya, dweller in the heart cave. Compare number 20 of the supplement to the 40 verses. The Lord who dwells and shines in the heart lotus is worshipped as Guhesa, Guha, the Lord, or Lord of the cave. When by continued effort, the conviction, I am that Guhesa, becomes as firm as the sense of tea in your body, and you become that Lord, the false notion that one is the body will disappear as darkness in the face of the sun. Om Guhaya Nama. 34,101. Dandapani, wielder of the staff of wisdom. Subramanya uses this staff to drive away the demon of ignorance. Om Dandapane Nama, 102. Krupapurna, one full of grace. As grace he pervades the whole universe. Om Krupapurnaya Nama, 103. Bhavaroga Bishag Vara, best of physicians who destroys the ego, the root cause of all disease and discomfort. The disease of mistaking this phenomenal existence as real is cured radically by destroying the ego. Om Bhavaroga Hishagvaraya Nama, 104. Skanda. Kumara, as the earthly manifestation of Shiva. The Sfarana, the vibration, of TT in the heart, is Skanda, God accessible and active on earth, a ray of the transcendent and unapproachable sun who is Shiva. Om Skandaya Nama, 105. Devatama. Best of gods, God supreme. The Supreme is accessible to us here and now, like this morning's sun, not yesterday's or tomorrow's.
This God of every day is immanent in us and the world.
C. Derek Neville's poem In the Mountain Path, April, 1975. I will not have God in his heaven, and part of his creation still in hell. I want God grimy with the grime of men hewing in face of coal, glistening in sweat. 35 on brows, tired of work. I want God dirty with the dirt of towns, all soot encrusted there among the chimney pots. I want heaven and God put back where they belong, waiting on earth until men come to see the glory of the everyday behind their greed and blindness. Oh, he shall sing with birds upon the bough, and he shall ride up there among the blue, in the dark night of cities, among the earth-bound and the dead. Then shall he be waiting like a jewel hid in the dark, clay-shuttered souls of men. Freed, at long last, from pulpit and from pew, from sect and creed, from litany and mass. No longer what we seek, but what we found here, on the common earth, in common ways. God of the even day with every heart a manger, and every life a throne. Om Devadamaya Nama, 106. Amartya. Immortal One. One consciously identified with eternal awareness, not the mortal body. This immortal spirit is present as TF within each one of us, but we forget it. Thinking of Bhagavan who never forgot it, we share his immortality. 36 Om Amartya Nama, 107. Senani. Commander of the army. Skanda is the lord of the divine hosts, vanquishing the demons of evil tendencies, latent and patent, bomb of the ego. When the self destroys the ego, the battle is won. Om Sananye Nama, 108. Purushottama, the Supreme Person. Bhagavan is the Supreme Person present as sovereign awareness in all persons. He is thus the Purushottama who as awareness unites all persons in one common being. Awareness bliss, the great god Shiva, the magnetic mountain Arunachala, the pure awareness shining as TF in every human heart. All these are names and forms of one Purusha, the only Purusha, whose most glorious Vibhuti and active manifestation in our age is Sri Ramana. Om Purushottamaya Nama. The text on this page is estimated to be only 24.97% accurate. 37 JJMNIHTO RVHHFDHJ till Fed D to TT RFEKDLMLWIT.
N FTTFTTTU rod R TCT TKWI3KW MLD Toto MIHFDNIHD 2KS DTDLTOFTHILRHII FSTLTOIW FTOTLR FK RHMDLFTO $2 DQ TTOFTTI PFF Totod I KCT plus IKHD FT Tofathij VS.
The text on this page is estimated to be only 21.78% accurate. WL #T #JFDLR WFT IC DC DKDDTC it JT GCRTTRTTT 2RTR TFH I IHHAH. The text on this page is estimated to be only 18.67% accurate. 39 pounds I.
Сорок Бхарадвахависвана Тавираситам, SRI Раманастатарасатанамастатрам, Апарасакситсуковариразелезиор Матрам Буванам Айгахахитам Там Раманам Габлрам Синтавиайнари HRDI Синта Инимахасинамахомсинаджата Сираманагуру, Аякхандасам Видакарамаха уже Каранадбхава, Ай 1 Джагатхитаватарас Ялбумината Сталатита, Ай Парасаракулатам Сасандара Этапах Фалам, Ай 2 Камынляшкаритрасаха Эмбасахаеван, Айсана Каламахолнамана Сасвамахастака, Ай 3 Лабдхавидида Ясриалма Двадзантамахастхель, Аймаха Сактинипатина Прабатха Парамартавит, Ай 4 Трапита Паданвесель Питер Маниндумолма, Ай Питера Десатасана Силам Прептастапоме, Ай 5 Удасунамахи Вагальма Сахаку Градель Айсанта Санкалпасам Рамбхасьюзинг Саветастира, Ай 6 тапах Ксапитасарвангафулум Бухавилакана, Ай Кандри Казитахасасалмандитана Намандала, Ай 7 Катаватим Самасунаскернитак Хилавибрама, Ай Ведавидантататвахнасцин Мудри Трибунатига, Ай 8 Вирупаксабухавасавира Джадакалакрти, Ай Адалптиниена Памарасита Калатандава, Ай 9. 41 Гамбхира Парамакария Сапрасанабхаяпрада, Айдакзина Синипхадиич, ЛР Одаксайнабхимука Сварату, Ай 10 Махарсербхагаванья Бумави Висарада, Ай Вимала Длиргадарсиптахумарга Прадарсака 2.11 Самадаксатядаксатья Перзантамитавикрама, Айсаку Марасадананда МР Дабхасальдиемова, Ай 12 СР Элсана Каладбхатаскандасраманикитана, Айсадарсана Падистасадбиктам Дапарлата 2.13 Ганишамуним Сивитанграйзараруха, Ай Гелта Падисасарадигранта Санчина Самсе, Ай 14 Вамасрамамататараси Джнасауме Атмаван, Айсарваваниматастанамарадхайсарвасадганель 2.15 Атмарамамаха Бхагамата Муктивитхаека, Ай Вината Випра Муниндра Павакужвала ай-16 Дарсана Дагасамхин Маунина Сватмабадика ай-HR Си Чантика Расанитхая Смаранадвантхамакака ай-17 Антастимиракандам Сусам Царамаватарака ай-Санаралса Стутидрастахардавидя Прикасака ай-18 Ависютанижа Праджнанисаджика Махатапа ай-Камандалут Харасап Хракопмавасанагага ай-19 Данда Паникраперна Пхаварага Байзагвара ай-Сканда Диватама Мартисина Нипурусутама ай.